Hello, this is Bad Creepypasta. I'm joined by the usual wankers. Today's story is I Hate You.
Well, fuck you too.
Link in the description, as always. This isn't one of those haunted game stories.
We'll see about that.
At no point are you going to hear me claim something within the game spoke to me, reacted to my words, or forced me to punch myself repeatedly in the face. No, this isn't about a haunted game, or a game doing something impossible, or even something it shouldn't have. This isn't about a glitch, or a hidden satanic message. And at no time did I phone Nintendo headquarters only to have my questions answered with hushed whispers or anguished screams. This story is about a game feature I don't think anyone else has unlocked.
Right, see you later, guys.
That's it. No ghosts, no conspiracies, just a secret we were all supposed to find but never did.
How likely do you think that's true? Very?
Oh yeah, extremely.
Yeah.
All creepypastas are true, didn't you know? Something that changed an entire generation's childhood and the very essence of a multi-billion
1 billion.
dollar franchise. This is about what I assume to be a previously undiscovered alternate ending of Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo.
Spending half the time explaining what it isn't.
You guys really get scared?
Oh,
In
yes.
1996,
I'm terrified, oh
Fuck! Oh my god!
god! Such colourful clothing! Get it away!
Oh my god, Independence Day is about to come out. I received my first computer as a birthday gift. I'd been on the internet before, had used computers before. Well, yes, you'd been on the internet. But it had always been in school or at a friend's house. This one was mine. All mine. I explored the crude prehistoric web of the time with great interest.
Fucking caveman or something.
I downloaded all sorts of pornography.
I don't really want to hear about your wanking habits.
And even printed it out, which made absolutely no sense. Do you know what actually makes no sense? Talking about this in a horror story.
But they print out GIFs.
I also pirated media like a madman. Music, games,
All
anything.
the above.
This was where I first discovered Mario World. Presumably he'd been living in a cave. I'd never had a Super Nintendo as a little kid, so it was all new to me. I'd downloaded tons of games along with the SNES emulator, but Mario World was my favourite.
Were there emulators back in '96?
I don't know.
Can't remember.
Somebody write in the comments, because I can't be bothered to look it up. For over a decade, the same Mario World ROM was my time-wasting hobby.
Good lord, get another hobby.
10 years playing Mario World.
I know, go outside for
Fuck
fuck's
me.
sake. I played it over and over again, beating it faster and faster.
We're back on
And
your
harder!
masturbation. Yeah,
And harder!
we're back on his masturbation habits.
I printed all sorts of pornography and beat it faster and faster. Where the hell was I? Until I began to lazily explore the worlds with no particular purpose. Game Genie codes helped immensely.
Cheating helped me.
Oh god, this game's so easy. Let's make it, easier.
I could turn off the timer and relive an particularly entertaining map for an hour
Slow down with your rockstar lifestyle.
as I waited for a download or any number of boring events like reading I Hate You on Creepypasta Wiki. It was in this manner that I must have beaten and rebeaten the game thousands upon thousands of times.
Each time I drew closer and closer to kissing my own wrist.
There was comfort in this obsessive compulsive behaviour of this routine.
I'm really not sure comfort's the right word.
But all of that was shattered when I saw the blind boo.
Slash my reflection.
The blind boo, as I refer to it, was hovering over the exit from the haunted sunken ship level later on in the game. I call it blind because it actually had no visible eyes. It was like someone had made a lazy ROM hack. But I knew from years upon years of experience... How many times are you going to say upon like that? Like thousands upon thousands. The blind boo just hung there over the exit pipe, blocking it. I turned my back on it, but it didn't chase me. How could it? It didn't even see me.
See me.
Riveting.
Then I noticed something else out of sorts.
Whoa.
There was a key and a keyhole misplaced above the exit. Keys and keyholes as such are ways of ending a level in an alternate manner and discovering a secret area.
You don't say.
Thank you for explaining how keys work. Still, this didn't belong there, and I knew it. For a moment, I considered the fact I'd actually broken a ROM file from overuse. Knew everything about Mario, but not a thing about how computers work. After taking a screenshot specifically to show all you Mario Bros fans out there,
Oh yeah.
I picked up the key and opened the door.
Got on the floor.
Everybody walked the dinosaur. Fuck it, that's the ending. Tune in for part 2. Opened the door, figuring the game would seize up and I'd have to restart. Instead, it opened up a new path on the map selection screen. A whirlpool next to Bowser's already creepy head cave thing.
Descriptive. Fuck.
I don't know what it's called, but then again, I'm no Mario expert. I pressed the right arrow and moved down the whirling drain.
Oh, well, that's totally legit.
Looks legit.
Oh, I like that it's turning purple. Oh God, no.
He's crying.
God.
Look at Mario's face!
He started to cry Ribena.
Check this out. This didn't really strike me as odd. Because if you're familiar with the Mario World game, there's an area called Star Road that you may know has similar names. Just stuff like Tubular and Awesome, which I guess is exactly like Oh God No and Blood. And all manner of dumb words and phrases. Most of the areas were called Vanilla Forest 1 and Donut Mountain 3 and all that. But there were maps with odd names like that.
Oh God, no!
What did concern me though was Mario's expression. Surprise? Shock? Fear?
Look, he just shit himself.
I entered the map. Oddly enough, the whirlpool in the middle of the lake began with the standard castle entry animation. Mario walked up to a castle door, looked up, and then went in. I could tell it was underwater though, because of the bubbles that periodically emerged from the sprite's mouth and floated to the top of the screen. Inside the castle, it started to look more and more like I was in fact experiencing a glitch. Do you remember when he said it wasn't about a glitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at least, too long ago.
There was no room to jump. No room to do anything but run left and right. Have we not done this dance before? I must have gone right for 10 to 20... Why would you keep playing? 10 to 20 minutes just holding the B button and running along at full
If you
speed.
think about
I'm
it,
so bored.
Oh, by the way, this guy's a Mario expert. I just want to say this right now before we carry on. Super Mario World, which is played every day, you don't hold B to run.
Ha!
I just want to say that right now.
right, but you said, like, he's been doing this for 10 years. 10 minutes of, that's nothing out of his waste of a life.
That's true. After a while, I ran into one or two... That's even more pathetic than reading creepypastas and making fun of them. After a while, I ran into one or two blind boos in the darkened room.
Oh.
Then 3 or 4.
Oh.
Then the screen was full of them.
Oh.
All right, Hank Hill.
Whoa.
Oh! They just kind of hung there, doing nothing. They wouldn't chase me if I turned my back, as with the previous blind
Get a
boo.
job, you hippies.
If I
It's your fault this country's in such a sad state. Sitting around doing nothing.
If I made any noise, like Mario's jump sound, they would just kind of shudder a bit, like they heard the sound of Mario's movements but couldn't do anything about it. Something made me stop and turn the other way.
Wow.
That looks so real.
Alright, now I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that this map was designed to specifically screw with the player. Not because the giant bleeding Bill was hemorrhaging profusely from its face, but because it was inescapable. There was literally no way to avoid being killed by it, as you can clearly see above. That is, unless you're like me, no one's like you, and you have the Game Genie codes on hand. I switched on the code for permanent invincibility. I let the bleeding Bill chase me for a while, when I was invincible, just to get a good look at the thing. I stopped and killed it with my invulnerable touch, only when I saw a message that hadn't been there when I passed before.
It looked like it'd been screwed in MS Paint really poorly.
I hate you.
That kind of creeped me out. But on the other hand, it was kind of interesting, because it meant this was definitely a map that was supposed to exist.
And not Photoshop.
there was some sort of plot element here.
Wait, plot, Mario.
It's such a rich story, doesn't it? Something undiscovered. What did it mean? Who hated me? King Koopa seemed like the obvious answer, or maybe just the ghosts. When you're in a haunted castle that you found by way of a haunted ship, a bloody-looking hate message isn't so unbelievable, unless you're playing a children's game like Mario. I saw it again as I approached some giant boos. I was thankful that the blind boos ended at this point, because the more I watched them shudder, the uneasier I felt, almost empathetic towards them, etc. etc. The thankful...
Oh, you know, you're empathetic, etc. All that.
All those
feelings.
Yes, those girly things. The thankfulness ended when I turned my back on the giant boos and this happened.
Wow.
I swear to God, like 90% of this video is just laughing at the pictures. Giant boos with faces I hadn't seen before. They always looked mad at being awakened, angry that you were invading their haunted houses across the Mario World Island. This was different, and they looked gleeful, demented. I could see right down their throats, which seemed odd given the lack of detail their mouths usually displayed.
And kind of like a vagina.
And
See?
they are a little vaginal, aren't
See,
they?
right here.
And yes, of course, I'm going to address that message you saw in the picture.
Why won't you die?
I don't know why. Am I supposed to? Who's asking? I let the giant boos touch me, and they all died like the bleeding bills, of which I had encountered too. Despite any attempt to scare the player, I knew that being invincible meant invincible.
Really? Really?
No matter what they threw at me. Also, blue is the colour of blue.
You learn something new every day.
The more you know.
Damn it. After a while of running down this strange claustrophobic corridor with no more eventful happenings...
Well, considering like he spent 10 minutes without giving a shit, a while must have been he's at this for like 4 hours.
I came to a room with an exit pipe. Taking the pipe downward, I came to the other end and dropped into a room filled with water. The water made sense. Unlike this sentence. This being a sunken castle beneath a whirlpool and all. I was rewarded for my troubles with a question mark block that released a mushroom for me. I could have easily done this with a cheat code, but the thought had escaped me as I faced all these new and strange sights. The first creatures I encountered in the underwater portion of the castle were thwomps. Unless you've been living under a rock since the mid-80s, you know thwomps are stone-like square creatures that hang from the ceiling and fall whenever you come near. They try to crush you, essentially. I like that he mentions that you have to be living under a rock to not know what a thwomp is, but explains how the keys work.
you know, the funny thing is, I didn't actually know what they were called. I know what they were, but I didn't know what they were called, because I have a life outside of Super Mario.
No, Matt, you've been living under a rock since the 80s. Well, these thwomps, lined up in a tight row, dropped repeatedly and randomly, with no real trigger or any sense of logic. They would just wait or drop whenever they seemed to feel like it. It also looked like these thwomps had been very successful thwomps. And sometimes you think he's going to say thwomp.
Wow.
It's just, they have their own business and everything. They're living the high life.
More cartoony blood. This was getting pretty unusual for the Mario Bros franchise.
You don't say.
Which
What
I
about
had...
that Mario game where you went around shooting people? You had to climb to the top of a building, get a sniper rifle. It was great fun.
Super Mario America.
Yeah.
which I hadn't recalled seeing blood in at all. Now I've seen it used 3 times. The bloody bills, the messages, and these perpetually smashing, grinding thwomps.
What about the blood coming out of Bowser's skull fortress?
Who were... That's a good point, actually. Who
Or was it
were
Ribena? I can't remember.
working their victims, who, into pulp, forever. In the hampering effects of the water, I walked slowly under these things, making sure every single one touched me and died. There were almost 30 of them in a row. The sight of them mindlessly crushing over and over again just made me hate them with an unsettling intensity.
I'm so fucking mad at this game! I'm killing you instantly, but damn you!
What's weird is that the blood caused Mario to slide as if he were on an ice level.
Slip, slide.
After walking through that gauntlet of depravity,
Like, use words you know what they mean.
I swam into a more open area that was filled with spikes on the floor and ceiling. It was difficult to swim in this manner without touching the spikes, but since I was still invincible, I didn't think much of it. I avoided them more for fun than out of any sense I'd be damaged.